there was a signing over the weekend that I thought was imperative. It was imperative for the team to do it, and I'm glad that they did do it. And he's one of our favorite people. That's another reason why I thought it was imperative, even though, NFL teams don't really care sometimes deep down that somebody's been so terrific and that they drafted him and he made the most of an opportunity. It does count for something, but when you're actually figuring out the puzzle piece of a salary cap, certainly in a year that it contracts, which never happens, these things might not happen, even though it's good news. Aaron Jones, reportedly, the deal is 4 years, $48 million for a running back that was drafted in 2017. That's a nice contract for a running back in this day and age where, he's the proof positive that go get someone in the fifth round and win football games with. And you could do that again in 2021 in this draft, right? Look at what the Los Angeles Rams are going to come into next year with Cam Akers, just as an example, right? But this kid drafted out of UTEP, he became the lowest drafted running back for the Packers to make a Pro Bowl since Dorsey Levens in 1997. Ooh. But most importantly, for me, with the fact that he is so dynamite coming out of the backfield, not only running it, but matchup nightmare. This is a wheel route nightmare, okay? This is a just go out in the flat nightmare. And Matt LaFleur knows how to use him. But if your quarterback is all kumbaya and saying he's been working on his chi and is all meditative and all contemplative and all copacetic, I know I just used three words that might cause you to look it up, but he said on this show, Aaron Rodgers, that he was working on his meditation and working on himself and his mindset. And despite all of that, brought up his future after losing the NFC Championship game and wondering if the guy across the way in Tom Brady has it better because he is being listened to the most by his coaching staff, and certainly front office is building for the now because of this guy's closing window, whenever the hell Brady decides it's closed. If he's thinking that, and you let Aaron Jones walk, and Aaron Rodgers has been on this show talking about Aaron Jones in ways that you don't hear him talk about many others, got to get that done. Certainly when you don't franchise tag him and you're like, uh-oh, that's no safety net there, and then you do get it done long-term, kudos to the Packers. Well done. That kid is awesome. And you have drafted him and you have homegrown him in your system. And now go to work. Go to work. And give this guy the rock.
So the Pack drafted two players last year, quarterback and running back, that they essentially don't need. Now you know why Rodgers was upset.
But you also have got Aaron Jones. And A.J. Dillon was needed. You never know when you're going to need him. You need depth at that position. Yeah. So I'll push back on that a little bit. Mike Florio here on the Rich Eisen Show coming up. You can't have enough running backs, you can't have enough offensive linemen, and you can't have enough pass rushers, and you can't have enough corners.
Right.
Okay?
But they had Jamal Williams at running back.
Well, you could still do it. You could still do it. And at some point, as A.J. Dillon was pressed into service. Look, clearly last year's draft was a head-scratcher for the Packers. A head-scratcher for the Packers. And it left Aaron Rodgers scratching his head, too. But Rodgers and this kid and Davante Adams you could put them up, those three, against anybody else's quarterback, running back, wide receiver combination. You can make the argument Rodgers and Davante Adams is the best quarterback, wide receiver position of tandem. And then if you want to have an argument about best quarterback, wide receiver tandem, let's talk running back on top of it. Arizona, like Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins last year were terrific. Last year staying in that division. Russell Wilson and DK good. Metcalf. Now let's throw running backs in, with all due respect to Kenyon Drake and Chris
Carson.
Chris Carson, right?
Who's a free agent, I believe.
Name me some other quarterback wide receiver combinations last year. Michael Thomas and Breeze were banged up, and then you've got Kamara.
Right.
So let's see who replaces Breeze there. And you're still not in the Rodgers Davante Adams
You got
level.
Brady playoff. Well, now Lombardi Lenny.
Yeah,
and
no.
Mike Evans.
But in terms of all three,
But regular season, Lenny didn't do it like he did in the playoffs.
we can have a great argument here that Rodgers, Jones, and Devontae Adams have gone 13-3 in back-to-back years, and Adams has been banged up a little bit. I like this signing. I love it. And the kids deserve. I mean, could you imagine you're drafted out of UTEP, 5th round, 2017, and you're thrown with Aaron Rodgers, and then there's a coaching change in the middle of all of it. And, you know, he's been on this show. Appreciate you putting that up there, Don. We love having him here.
Oh, great kid.
You know, and he's hit it, and now he's earned it. And it's great. I love that story when you make the most of that opportunity. Rodgers loves him. He's there. Go to work. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.